Aloha and welcome. My name is Sean, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make potting soil for your outdoor plants in the tropics. Potting soil is very easy to make, and how I make it is extremely easy. My basic potting soil is just 3 ingredients for the main base. So this is potting soil I just made for planting my organic white pineapple plants. As you can see, it's very fluffy, very loose. The main thing here is drainage because it rains so much. So you see here, it clumps, forms a ball very easily, but also breaks up very easily. So it's very good, crumbly, but also will hold shape. Really good drainage for Hawaii since it rains all the time. So the base of this is 3 simple ingredients. We've got black cinder. This is just 3/8 minus black cinder, which is really cheap. This is why I use it. I get it at the quarry here for $25 a yard. You could use anything for drainage, perlite, small drainage rock, stuff like that. So I use 1/3. 1/3 is cinder. And then another third is either compost or, this is composted mulch. Something compost, some type of compost. It really depends on what I have here. But this is the main basic. It's 1/3 cinder, 1/3 compost, and then just 1/3 of the local dirt here on my property. So that's it. For your basic potting mix, 1/3 cinder or drain rock or perlite, 1/3 compost, and 1/3 native dirt. I like to use the dirt here because most of the plants that I'm potting will be going onto the property, so they kind of already, have part of the property with them. They kind of know the dirt. Aside from that, when I use these 3 basics, I also add nutrients to kind of inoculate the soil. So I'll either add, it depends what I'm planting. Since I made this for the white pineapple plants, I use the down-to-earth organic citrus fertilizer. I mix in here just a small amount to kind of get it going. But if I'm just mixing up a random soil for whatever, I'll use this. This is down-to-earth biofish. It's a 772. The most important nutrient is going to be your nitrogen when you're starting off plants. So 772, this works just fine. And I don't use a ton. I use this to kind of give life to the soil, to give the microbes something to eat, to inoculate the soil, kind of give it life, to make it a living organic soil. So I'll just put a few handfuls of that in there. Or if I'm maybe planting fruit trees specifically, then I'll use like an organic fruit tree fertilizer. And then this is just dolomite lime. So just is to help pH adjust. So I'll add some nutrient and then lime. So the lime here is really important in Hawaii because our soils are acidic. The rain is acidic, so the lime will help adjust the pH of the soil. Depending where you live, you may not need that. So you build your base, drainage, cinder, compost, dirt. Mix it up really good, then add a few handfuls of lime. Depends how big the pile is, of course. For a wheelbarrow full of dirt, a small shovel full of lime is plenty. And that's if you live somewhere where you need pH adjusted. And then I also add some nutrient. So whether that's a citrus nutrient or a fruit tree nutrient or just the biofish from down to earth, or even chicken manure. You can just use some chicken manure or manure that you have, or even maybe your own urine. It's just to give them nitrogen and some nutrients for the microbes that live in the soil, to kind of break things down and make it really bioavailable and living, so that when you plant the plants in it, it is full of life and ready to just take off. So that's pretty much the basis for me. And I just planted 80 white pineapple plants with this. I got probably another 30-40 to go that I'll plant with today. But with this mix, I did add some different stuff because I had a bunch of stuff I need to get rid of. So I make the potting mix different all the time. I had like 5 of these bags. This is an organic amend. It's like mainly wood chips and stuff. This is an organic potting soil. Some organic compost. some organic outdoor potting mix. So these are all bags that were like a quarter full or half a full that I wanted to get rid of. So I threw them in there as well, just because I had them. So basically I use what I have. If I have a bunch of compost laying around, I'll use that. If I have a bunch of mulch, composted mulch, I'll use that. And then the other thing I do is I run everything through this sifter, which is a 1/4 inch. It's falling apart, but it still works. So I just set this over the wheelbarrow. I run the dirt through to get rocks and pieces of wood out, and I run, the compost or the mulch, because a lot of times there's, big chunks of wood and stuff like that. So I run the mulch through here. I don't run the cinder through here, but the mulch, the compost, any bagged ingredients, I run through here, and that's how I get this really nice, soft, fluffy potting mix. And this is for my outdoor plants specifically. Provides a lot of drainage because it rains so much here in Hawaii. So I think that's pretty much the gist of it. You got your 3 main ingredients: your drainage, cinder, compost, and dirt mixed with some lime, and then a nutrient. Any organic fertilizer. It could be an all-purpose 555. Yeah, I usually use biofish because it's what I have in 50-pound bags. The other thing I forgot to mention is I let it cook. So once you mix all this soil up, I just lay a big tarp down and then mix up all this soil with the nutrients. Make sure it's moist, not dripping, but moist, and then cover it and let it sit for at least 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes I just use it after a week because I don't have time. But you want to let it sit and break down for 2 to 4 weeks at least. The longer the better. You can let it stay here for 6 months if you want. And that makes sure that the nutrients are broken down by the microbes. They're bioavailable to the plant. You're not going to have to worry about having nutrients touch roots immediately that burn the plant. This won't burn your plant. You can add a ton of nutrients in here, and as long as you let it cook for a few months, it's not going to burn your plants. But I just add a little bit to kind of get it going, and then when I pot my plants, I add a bunch of nutrients at the bottom of the pot that plant can eventually get to. So yeah, you add your combined ingredients, whatever you got. These are my 3 that are pretty simple. Mix it up, add your nutrients, let it cook for 2 to 4 weeks minimum, and then it's ready to go. And again, you can add tons of nutrients in here if you don't want to have to add any more later. But I like to add just a little bit, and then I add a bunch of nutrients at the bottom of each pot so that the plant can get to that later. Yeah, and that pretty much sums up my outdoor potting mix here in Hawaii. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. Helps out the channel. Put some comments down below what you think. Let me know what your potting mix is. What's your preferred potting mix? Sometimes I do add peat moss or coco coir depending on what I'm growing. What is your potting mix that you use? Or what's your secret ingredients? Put them in the comments below. Let us know. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be sharing lots of videos each week. How to grow things better, how to ferment things, how to grow fruit trees, raise animals, all that kinds of good stuff. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're notified when I release new content each week. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.